Today, I want to talk about my top 6-star mistakes and the heroes that I regret leveling all the way to 6-star. Welcome everybody, welcome. If you don't know me, I'm BearCozy. I strive to make not only entertaining, but also educational videos. And today, I wanted to talk about my heroes that I regret making 6 stars. So to kick off, the #1 hero spot is going to be Gorill. Now I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, and that is okay. For me personally, I really like Gorill, but myself, I have not been able to make him work properly, and that has been one of my regrets. Anytime I try to make him work, he doesn't seem to work. I've tried him in all kinds of different gear, and he doesn't have any books or any ascensions, and I'm at the point where I think he needs some ascensions, or at least his trait needs to be activated to be able to make him work really well. Now, I know a lot of people would disagree with me, and that's okay. I feel like Gorill is a really good hero. He looks amazing, but for me, I have not been able to make him work, and unfortunately, that is the way that it is. I'm sure there are areas of the game where I can use him and where I can improve on his build, but for me, I made other heroes work a lot better than I have Gorill. So to start off, he is going to be my very first regret of making 6 stars. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 is sadly going to be Cyrus. Cyrus is very good. She used to be synthesizable, which was the fusion. You could synthesize her and get copies of her. However, she just takes way too long to ramp up. She does pretty good in Roaring Topa. She's got really good immunity, which makes her a lot tankier than normal heroes, but she just takes really, really long to ramp up because of her trait. Every 2 turns, or after every 2 turns, Cyrus' special and her ultimate abilities target 1 extra ability. So that means you have to take a bunch of turns to get to the boss before she's usable. And I feel like there are much better heroes. She does look amazing. However, after building her and playing around with her, I didn't even think she has any gear. I took all the gear off of her, wasted all of the glyphs, and of course all of her skills as well. Wish I could get all of that back. I wish there was a reset so we can get all of that back. After building her and playing around with her for quite some time, I just found that I was not using her as much as I hoped I would. So that is the hero number 2 that I regret building. Hero number 3 that I regret building is Mathasia. Now Mathasia, I just don't use. I do not put her in an arena defense comp at all. I have a pretty good arena comp, anti-Mathasia comps as well. By the way, Ashlyn is amazing versus anti-Mathasia comps. She shuts down a lot of the control comps specifically. So because I have Ashlyn, my regret is to level Mathasia all the way, because I just cannot find a place that she's good in. Maybe in the much, much higher end levels of Hard Void Tower. I've gotten to level 60 something and I did not use her. And this is my personal opinion. I just don't find that I use her at all. And that is number 3. Number 4 for me, sadly, is going to be Godfairy. When Godfairy came out, he was very, very good. His trait and his ultimates are very good. His trait is really, really good. When an enemy gains a positive effect from an active ability, he deals some damage to them, and he also increases their ability cooldowns by 1 turn. So essentially, he's really good in Arena, Hard Void Tower as well, because he shuts down all of their ultimate abilities. However, he doesn't really do much damage, and there are better heroes, as I mentioned, like Ashlyn. And Lunar Melissa is really good in there as well. So Godfairy, I always call him Godfrey, but his name is Godfairy. Sadly, he looks like he could be really, really good, but because I have better heroes, I do not use him. So he is another regret that I made, taking him all the way to 60. And as you can see, I have plenty of heroes to choose from. I actually really like Aurak and Azrina. My other 60 regret is going to have to be Bruzak. Now, I love Bruzak. He is absolutely amazing. However, I just cannot find an instance where I am using him. He is very tanky. He's very, very good. He nullifies the single target damage dealt to any ally whose health is below 50%, which is really good. And he absorbs 50% of the damage, so essentially saving somebody's life. However, outside of the defense up and the taunts, he just doesn't do enough for me. And for that reason, I'm going to have to cut him out. Lunar Mal, I feel like, is much, much better than him. But if you don't have Lunar Mal, you can use Bruzak. I have used him. I think I've stolen most of his gear. I have used him, but again, all of his glyphs are maxed out and his abilities are maxed out. And he is going to be good in Faction Wars. That is a place that he's going to be good later on. So even though my regret is to level him, I am going to be needing him at some point in Faction Wars. I am going to be using him. But for right now, in most of the major content that I work on, he is just not usable. So those are my top 5 regrets, top 5 heroes that I regret building. If you have regrets of your own, let me know who your regrets are, who you wish you did not level all the way to 60, or God forbid 70. 60 to 70 takes like 3 million jellies, so that's even worse. If you have regrets on who you leveled, let me know in the comments below. Talk to me. Tell me who you're struggling with making work. Gorill is amazing. I just have not been able to make him work, and I also have not been able to pull any more copies. If I pulled some more copies, got his trade activated, it probably would have been different. So with that said, leave me a like and a subscribe down below. Leave me a nice comment. Let's start a conversation down below. Let's see if your heroes are different from mine. And for more BearCozy videos, check out the top right.